Hello and welcome to a Parental Support Maths session brought to you by the Kemnor Academy Trust. My name is Kat McKeever and I'm a lead practitioner. Today I'm going to lead you through some strategies and background information about division in Year 3 and Year 4 so that you have the confidence to support your child as they move through primary school. If you'd like to gain knowledge about the step before this, please do watch the Division in Year 2 session. As with the jump from Year 1 to Year 2, children will continue to use all of the techniques they've learned so far. They will continue to use arrays, grouping and sharing with physical objects, and learn how and why we need division in everyday life. If you have watched the multiplication presentations, you will be aware that when multiplying by 10, 100 or 1000, the children know that the place value is increasing. When dividing, the opposite is true, and the value is decreasing. The original number is becoming 10, 100, or 1000 times smaller. When dividing by 10, children will be taught that the number moves one move to the right, thousands becoming hundreds, hundreds becoming tens, and tens becoming ones, and so on. Remember, the decimal point always stays in the same place, much like the root of a tree. It is very important that the children do not get taught to simply remove a zero. When dividing by 100, the numbers will move 2 places to the right, and when dividing by 1000, they will move 3 times to the right. Pupils will be taught and use the strategies of scaling down and making a value a certain times smaller. They will use a range of resources at school, but a place value like this one with thousands, hundreds, tens and ones can be easily made and used at home. The children can clearly see what is happening to the values of the numbers as they decrease. Pupils use their growing knowledge of division facts, place value and derived facts to divide mentally. They have a clear understanding of the inverse relationship between multiplication and division, and understand that these number families are all linked. A basic example of this would be 12 times 3 is 36, 3 times 12 is 36, 36 divided by 12 is 3, and 36 divided by 3 is 12. The 4 calculations are the inverse and related. In this example, they are using what they already know. If we know that 21 divided by 7 is 3, and 21 divided by 3 is 7, we also know that 210 divided by 7 is 30, and 210 divided by 3 is 70, and so on. It's really important here that the children start with, if I know, then I know. It should be clear that the larger number goes first, and they will be able to describe this because of their understanding of number. This method here is also known as the bus stop method, and the children need a secure understanding of their multiplication facts in order to be successful, as well as understanding their place value and number. At school, they will be encouraged to work out their calculation with resources and talk through their process whilst they do it. The number that is being divided goes inside the box, and the number that it is being divided by goes to the left. They then go through a process. Starting with the largest digit, in this case of 3000, we can see has got the 3. We ask ourselves, how many times does 3 go into it? We know that it is 1000 times, but actually we're going to say it goes into there once. And then they move on to the hundreds and so on. In the first example, we know that 3 goes into 4, or 400, once, but there will be a remainder. This 10 gets moved over to the next column so that when we do the next calculation, we are asking ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 18? As we have discussed previously, when you divide by 10, each part is 10 times smaller. The tens become ones and the ones become tenths. Each digit is in place so that the value is 10 times smaller in this example. In Year 4, the children will start learning about numbers that are less than 1 and think about that decimal point. When we were at school, we were often told to remove a 0 if we were dividing by 10, or to take away two zeros if dividing by 100. This was completely the wrong message to give, and as you can see here, it doesn't work. In the first example, you can see that when the 24 is divided by 10, the number value decreases by 10 times. The 2 10s become 2 1s, and the 4 1s become 4 tenths. The first place value after the decimal point is tenths. 10 equal parts make up the whole. And the next place value is hundredths, when a whole is split up into 100 equal parts. A tenth is larger than a hundredth. Thank you so much for watching this session. We hope that you find it helpful when supporting your child with mathematics at home.